Let's see, we got a proven up here. I wonder why he's called a proven. What did he prove? Maybe he proved like a theory? Kevin says, I was already checked out in Watlicka. That was right around the time I was going to college. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's close. He's still close. Screw it. Don't hit me. He didn't hit me. Yeah, that was kind of like me with EQ. I started playing in a band and I was like more interested in girls and playing punk music and rock music, and I no longer had an interest in EQ for many years until I got married. Then when I got married, I was like, I need something to do because marriage is kind of boring. Kevin says calculated. That was a frame perfect fear. That was a speedrun strat. I've been watching a lot of stuff about speedruns lately. Like history of speedruns and all the strats that people develop, and it's crazy. The stuff those guys come up with. Ooh, there's another proven. I wonder if he's going to come with an extra guy, though. We're going to try it. Nope. Sweet. Kevin says, know nothing about it, but it's cool whenever a new Summoning Salt video drops. Yeah, that's the guy I've been watching. That guy's awesome. I love his stuff. I don't think he ever has any in video like promotions either. You know how you're watching a YouTube video and they're like, and then that's when the players headed into the raid. But speaking of raid, guys, Raid Shadow Legends. And I'm like, none of us here care about Raid Shadow Legends. Like, nobody cares about that game. The people that care about that game aren't watching videos about 25-year-old MMOs. Ah! Oh, he punched me. He backstabbed me. Backstabbing bird? Kevin says, oh, he's already down the SS rabbit hole. Yeah, because I used to watch AGDQ like in the early days. The early days. Like some of those Twitch streams where they're in like a what looks like a church Sunday school room. Like I was watching that stuff live before the AGDQ was this big thing. It's cool because Summoning Salt is a nasty speedrunner himself. I didn't know that actually. But he doesn't brag about it. What a guy. I could see that. He seems like a humble dude. Let's get a little bit of mana here. Okay, we've gotten 6% in about the last half hour or so. I can live with this. And it's nice and quiet out here. Kevin says, I won't ruin it, but he is included in one of the videos he made. Does he use the same name and talk about himself as if he's not himself? I imagine you would want to use your own stream or Twitch, YouTube name. Kevin says, no, he does use first person, but it's still very humble. That's cool. What does he speed run? Trying to think what game would I be able to speed run and not like be a freaking world first competitor right away, but like actually be able to speed run. Like, what is the game that I know the best? If the speed run was Dark Souls 1 from the Undead Asylum to Anor Londo, and it quit at Ornstein and Smo, I'd probably be able to do that. I have run through Dark Souls 1 from the beginning to Anor Londo so many times, and then I always quit after Anor Londo, and I don't even know the game very well at all after that. I just like the beginning, like the first half. He streams Punch Out, or speed runs Punch Out. That game doesn't really interest me, actually. Ooh, there's another Proven. I think if I was going to do like an old game, I would do Zelda 2. Even though I don't know it all that well, I would learn it. I don't know why. I really have a big soft spot for Zelda 2. It is an insane speedrun. What makes it insane? Because you don't have to plan like a route, right? So much RNG, and you need like a 12 frame, like 12 frame perfect punches in the last fight. Oh yeah, Mike Tyson or whatever is crazy hard in that. I do remember hearing that. That is like really hard to even just beat it, not let alone speed run it. Yeah, I feel like I would do like Zelda 2 or Link to the Past. Kevin says the progression they made in finding strats is incredible. You'll see the video one day. It's a newer one of his. Yeah, I'm kind of working my way through his whole catalog. I watched Super Metroid, regular Metroid, Mario Kart. Super Metroid would be a fun one too. I just enjoy that game, period. Super Metroid is like a timeless classic. That game aged so well. Those 16-bit games age well, period. Kevin says that's like the classic AGDQ game. Yeah, that's like the one, the big one. I think they would always finish with that. I watched one AGDQ video where a guy couldn't beat the last boss in Dark Souls and actually had to have like his buddy beat him for him. Talk about harsh. Kill the animals. No, save the animals. You know where that came from, right? There was a Japanese runner that completely obliterated the world record and just to be cocky went and saved the animals. Because I think he knew he wasn't going to make a minute break point. Like he wasn't going to break down into a lower minute range. So he was like, I'll go save the animals. Because that was back when they measured it in in-game time versus clock time, like a stopwatch. Yeah, I love that game. Kevin says, you ever see the Halo 2 speed run on AGDQ? No, I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I bet Halo's got some really cool speedrun strats. I just remember like one of the first early viral video game videos before YouTube was people grabbing like every grenade in a Halo level and then throwing them all underneath one of the Warthog vehicles, and then they would blow it up and it would make the Warthog fly like all the way to the top of the map. That was way before YouTube. That was like an email attachment video. Can I get this guy? Keep saying I can't see him. Oh no, I'm out of range. Okay, there we go. Kevin says the guy was confirmed a cheater. Had no clue how to play the game, was dying nonstop, and it was all on like live on Twitch. I watched one video about a Pokemon cheater where he claimed that he had like a crappy computer and he couldn't record his runs or something. They figured him out pretty quick. Kevin says there were like 7 people there. Yeah, the old days of AGDQ was like 8 dudes in a room. Like the very first one was like 8 people. Maybe not even 8. And it looked like they were in like a Sunday school, like they were in a church, a room with one of those divider walls that you can extend or collapse based on what's going on. Kevin says it's very hard to watch, but it's funny just because of how embarrassing it had to be for him while trying to make excuses. Poor guy. I don't have any sympathy. I need to take a quick break, and I will be back in about 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'll finish out the stream here on the Spirocs. So be right back. All right. I am back. Let's get a little bit more experience tonight. I gotta say, I'm not super excited about the prospect of having to grind off stream. I kind of draw like a line at grinding on things that I could get really good drops. Like, I don't want to do that off stream because I don't want you guys to miss it. But then something like this, where I already know I'm not going to get anything substantial, it's just experience. That's pretty much what I'd be stuck doing. And Kevin says, or Neutral Rocket says, didn't we're talking about the Halo 2 streamer who apparently was a cheater. Says he had to set the level down lower, the difficulty level lower, just to finish the run. And then Am Kevin said they all had to sit there for hours while he finished. That's terrible. Kevin says you could always record and make a video if something cool happens. I've thought about that actually. Yeah, just to always have the recording going. Turn it into a little YouTube short. Hey guys, this is MMOcracy. Check it out. I was grinding on Spirocs yesterday and I found Emissary Thule. No idea how that happened, but I'm super grateful. Ham Kevin says, wasn't me. Yeah, I didn't even think these guys drop level 50 plus spells, but now I have Archlich, so I'm not questioning it. Ham Kevin, why does this Spiroc have a pre-nerf cost? Spiroc dropped a fungi staff. Yeah, I'll probably stick around out here till 52. Probably try Raptors at some point. Do I even want to swim out to try to get that body? He's so far out there. You better have Emissary of Thule. Oh yeah, great. 1 platinum. Yeah, I'll do these, then do some Raptors. Try to get the Howling Stones key here. Try to get Splurt. There's still quite a lot to do. Maybe I can get Splurt off a Raptor. Splurt and Lich would make everything so much better. Oh yeah, frame perfect fear. What would an Everquest speedrun look like? Would it be like a Bard? Like a 70-hour? It was probably more than 70 hours. I know some people do that for like World of Warcraft. Like I'm pretty sure there's people that make it from 1 to 60 in vanilla World of Warcraft in like 4 days played time. Which is like crazy to me because I'm like level 30 in 4 days. And I'm generally a pretty efficient leveler. M. Kevin says, always a mage. Yeah, mage, AoE farming, AoE grinding. Yeah, it looks like this will get you about 8 to 10% an hour. Oh, there's somebody out here. Boo. Go away. If this was red, I'd go kill him. And Kevin says boring as hell. Yeah, AoE farming on a mage. What MMO leveling isn't boring as hell though, really? What do you guys think? What MMO has the best leveling game? I think EQ is actually up there. Even though it is grindy, there's so much depth to the leveling compared to newer MMOs. Because if you think about it, the gameplay loop in a newer MMO is just like go to a new area, do the exact same thing, go to a new area, do the exact same thing. And you could argue the EQ is as well. But like the tools that become available to your character as you level are what really changes it up versus like leveling a hunter on World of Warcraft that's probably what I have the most experience doing is virtually the same from 1 to 60 or maybe 10 to 60 when you get your pet. It's like send your pet in and shoot the guy. You might get new shots, you might get some different abilities to play around with, but the core is still just like auto-shotting something to death. And Kevin says grouping with your in real life friends on EQ in the lower zones is still fun as hell. Yeah, I think like EQ's grouping makes the leveling more fun too. And Kevin says clipping their auto shots. It took me a long time to figure out that you shouldn't do that. I used to think more buttons was more DPS, and then I got an auto shot timer and I was like, oh. When you look at your DPS breakdown and your auto shots are like 70% of your damage, that's when you realize you need to make sure those auto shots are going out. Ham Kevin says, and you realize arcane shot is actually shit. Yeah. I used arcane shot for one thing and one thing only. I got the trinket from Veilastraz that lets your auto or arcane shot explode. And I would use that when I was power leveling people in the stockades because I could send my pet to like 5 or 6 different groups, bring them all back, and then do that arcane shot trinket and have it explode, and then do a bunch of like exploding traps. I had the axe from Scarlet Monastery that makes your guy spin around and do the like AoE axe cleave. So I was actually really efficient at power leveling people on my hunter in the stockades. It was a lot of fun too. What's this? Druid's just like root rotting stuff. At least he's not quad kiting and taking all the birds, I guess. I guess it couldn't last forever. Couldn't last forever that I was going to be out here by myself. And Kevin says I'm gonna have to go back to WoW Classic at some point, so I'm gonna out myself here. I just registered and started doing Season of Mastery, so if you want to do that sometime, let me know. Or sorry, Season of Discovery. I'm on the RP PvP server on a rogue, an undead rogue. Don't tell the rest of the internet, but I'm actually going to do like some really trolly PvP and try to make a video out of it. Like I want to troll the Manethil docks and all those places and kill people and take their world buffs. I just need to take the time to level. I'm only level 12. I've got too many projects. Because I want to make some video guides for P99 as well. So I'm like having to divide my time up between streaming, making videos, trying to get some like World of Warcraft in here and there when I can, working full time. And Kevin says, I would be scared to know how much time I've wasted on WoW over the years. Neutral Rocket says, almost a full time job. Yeah, it's just a little, it's not really a high stress career or anything. What I do is pretty insignificant. I'm not like trying to actually play myself up. It is a it's a pretty stressful job. It's not that bad though. Yeah, I wish I knew how much time I had in WoW between the real WoW that I played from like 2005 to 2011. Then I started on private servers again in 2012, and I played private servers from 2012 to 2019, and then played WoW Classic from 2019 to 2021. And Kevin says, I'll never know because 90% of the servers I played on are gone. Yeah, that's kind of my dilemma. Like, my Chronos characters are all gone. All those other characters that I made on different private servers, they're all gone. And Kevin says, yet one of the first servers I ever played is still up and running. Which one is that? Oh, Dalaran WoW. That's still going? That was like one of the OG private servers. That's super old school. Don't they have like microtransactions on that server? I guess Turtle WoW. I played Turtle WoW this year or last year, and it has micros, but they're not like super intrusive. Frame perfect? Not quite. And Kevin says, I would be surprised if you could name a P server I haven't played. The only ones I played really were the vanilla ones. I never got into the TBCs or the Wraths. The only ones I was like able to commit to were vanilla, and those ones, they always kind of scared me because like Nostalrius, right? A lot of people put a lot of time into Nostalrius and then it went poof. So it was really hard for me to like fully commit until WoW Classic. Like I got to 60 on Chronos. I did do some raids. Not a lot of raids, but I did do a few. But then whenever WoW Classic came out, I was like, yep, this is it. This is the one. And I played through the whole thing. Molten Core through Nex, rated with the actual development team. That was freaking awesome. Those dudes are cool as hell. The dudes that develop WoW Classic really care about WoW Classic. Kevin says, Nost was my favorite WoW server of all time, resale included. Nost was just like this huge freaking party, dude. There was so many people on that server. Remember walking into Thunderbluff or Orgrimmar? How many freaking people were there? The auction house, I would put stuff on the auction house and it would sell like the moment I put it on the auction house. I never needed any money on Nostalrius. The economy was so poppin'. Kevin says PvP was always poppin'. Oh, I can only imagine what the PvP brackets were like on Nost though. That was probably nuts. There was probably dudes just grinding 24 hours a day on those things, and I doubt there was any organization to the brackets at all because there's just so many people. Because on the newer servers, on the WoW Classic servers, people would essentially organize and be like, this guy's going to hit rank 12 this week. These two people are going to hit 13. This guy's going to be the Grandmaster this week. And they would cycle people through it. But I highly doubt they were able to do that on Nost because you have 14,000 freaking people logged in. Kevin says rank 14 required 18-hour days. Talk about like the most broken PvP system you could possibly come up with. Oh, is he actually starting a quad kite? Well, we just hit 20% and it is 9:30, so it is time for me to go. So I want to thank you guys for watching. It was a good stream. It's so good to have the regulars, Everblaze, ASAG, Kevin, Neutral as always. Thank you guys for coming by. Appreciate all your support for the channel. And for anybody else that stopped by or is still here, consider giving me a follow. And this is the MMOcracy.